Hi there. In this video, we're going to go over the latest updates for version 0.45 of Anytype Desktop. And just so you know, I'm recording today on a Mac. So the big news is publish to web, which means that you can now publish your Anytype content onto a public-facing URL. So let's take a look at how to do that. So on this page that I have up here in the top right corner, we have a share button, and you can see that this is my custom domain. I have a builder membership. If you are on a free membership, you can still use the publish to web, but this domain will actually be your Anytype ID. And you can find that it's the very long alphanumeric code, and it's in your vault settings. Now, the end of the URL is actually defaulted to whatever your title of the object is, but you're welcome to change it here in this orange box, and then just click Publish. So we can see right here, this is the object type, and my backlink here is actually web publishing, which is what shows here, and I don't have a tag. And then I've got some text, and I have this photography service. So in my Anytype vault, this would open up to this object that's over here. But if I click over here on the actual web URL, it will give me a message that says, do you want to open in Anytype? This here, this business ideas, this is actually a inline collection. And so you can see on the published version, it just doesn't show up at all. It just skips all the way down to this page layout text over here. This is the table of contents, and they go to each of these headers that are here. You can see the embedded YouTube URL. This is the PDF, and down here on the published version, it has a page navigation down here. And then here is the image with some text. And then we also have an audio file here that also has the player on it. And so at the very bottom, it's got this little crafted with Anytype, which if you click on it, it just goes to the main anytype.io website. So that's what it looks like for publish to web. And just so you know, if you make any changes to this page within your Anytype vault, you do have to go back and update it because it's not going to constantly update the public-facing website. It's only going to update it whenever you press this button. Another place I want to show you is down here in the settings. If you go to data management, you can see your sites here. These are all your published pages. And if you select manage, you can see here's the title of my page, and then you can also unpublish it directly from your vault settings. So in the past, we used to have a toolbar that was down here, but those things have since moved up here. And we have this search is here now. And then this is for adding a new object. And then the arrow right here, you can create a different type of object if you don't want to use your default object. We also have up here, we've got the back and forward navigation. And then here is the graph view that used to also be on that bottom toolbar. The next thing I want to show you is the Raycast extension, and this is currently for Mac only. So you do have to download it onto your device, and then it will be up here in your top menu bar and open Raycast. So you don't have to give them your email, which is nice. You can just download the app and use it for the free version, but you do have to add the Anytype extension, and the link is in the version 45 notes, or I think you can go when you open up Raycast. I haven't used it very long, so I think there's somewhere when you first launch it that will ask you if you want to download some extensions. So over here, let's just type Anytype, and we can see that you can open the application, and then there's 3 commands. So we've got search, browse spaces, and create object. And the cool thing about search is it actually searches all of your spaces. So I have 10 different spaces. What shows up right away is the most recently modified 50 objects. And so you can see this one is in my space that's called original, and this one is called in the space that's called language. And then if you type in business, you can see again, I've searched for anything that has business in the object, and we still have multiple spaces that show up. So this was in a Zen space. I read in the community that eventually searching all the spaces will become a native feature of Anytype, but for right now, the only way you can do it is using the Raycast extension. And there is a Windows version that's being developed. So if you go to the Raycast website, they have like a wait list sign up somewhere on the website if you're interested in the Windows version. The next update is right to left support. I don't personally speak a right to left language, but I can kind of show you what happens. So here you can see I've got some common Arabic words, and I'm just going to copy this one, which I think means to eat. And so if you have your cursor on a text block, it's defaulted to the left, but if you start typing in a right to left script, you can see right there, it just jumped over to the right side. And so it should automatically recognize the characters from your keyboard. And then I do want to mention someone from our community, DZLG. He has been doing some testing and he has a feature request for anyone that's using right to left languages to add some things that you would like to see improved. So I will again leave that link in the video description below. Back to the update, quality of life updates. Okay, so let me go back to my business ideas. So on this arrow menu, a new thing that came out is add existing objects to your collection. Another update is, let me go to the grid view. So in the grid view, if you click on the title of a column, so right there, I clicked on demand, you do have to scroll to the bottom. There's now an align option, so you can do left, center, or right, and it changes your columns. So really great for those of us that have been really OCD about everything lining up. And there is another update to the widgets. So if you are in the widget sidebar, go down to the edit, and you can see if you click on the three dots where it says options, they have revamped this little menu to be a little more minimalistic for choosing the type of view that you want and the number of objects. Now, there are a few more quality of life updates as well as bug fixes. And again, you can read all of those in the full release notes that I will link below, or you can always click on the help menu and see what's new in that menu for the latest release notes.